The boss just assigned me to a 2-week-long business trip. I can't believe it. The timing literally couldn't be any worse.
Huh?
I knew I needed to message you as soon as possible. Man, I seriously can't believe this. Does that guy have it in for me or what?
Calm down, Michael. What exactly happened? When do you have to leave and where are you going?
Tomorrow to Seattle.
What?
I can't believe he'd send me away on a business trip when he knows my wife is set to give birth in 2 weeks. You're so pregnant it wouldn't be weird if you went into labor tomorrow.
Wow, this is all happening so suddenly. I can only imagine they must be struggling for manpower or something.
No, there's no doubt about it. This is my boss trying to screw with me.
Is he the guy you told me about before? Michael, is he still trying to make your life difficult?
So, it's like this. Chris, the head of my department, actually used to work over at HQ, but he got sent over to our branch office after making the mother of all blunders. The company internet systems were down for a whole day, we lost 3 clients, and the entire company was in chaos. His job title is technically still the same, but his transfer here was essentially a punishment.
You mean like he got demoted?
That word was never explicitly used, but yeah, pretty much. It was a demotion in all but name. What's worse is that anybody else would have probably been fired for doing what he did, but since he's related to the president, he got off with what basically amounts to a slap on the wrist. Or at least that's the rumor going around the office right now.
Wow, I see.
Apparently his young wife, who he was madly in love with, divorced him. Some of the guys think the reason he's being so hard on me is because he knows I'm happily married and is jealous about it.
I see.
Sorry, babe, I couldn't get out of this one. I did do my best to try and get him to send someone else, but it didn't get me anywhere. I don't know if I imagined it, but I swear he was taking a sick satisfaction in hearing me beg him to reconsider. Grr! You know how some people get off on power? Well, he's that kind of guy. I hate to ask this, but do you think it would be difficult to get your mom to come over to be with you while I'm away?
Sadly, yes. Originally, the plan was to have the birth at my mom's place, right? But what with her caring for my grandma full-time and all, she would have been too busy. Not to mention there would not have been enough space in the house for us all. She has her hands too full to be here right now.
I see. All right, well, in that case, I'll explain the situation to my mom and make sure she's on standby just in case anything happens. Hopefully, you won't need her, but it doesn't hurt to let her know. Thankfully, you guys get along like a house on fire, and she really likes you, so I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help out.
Okay, thanks, Michael. You're the best. And for sure, your mom's great.
Other than that, all I can do is try to get my duties on the business trip over with as quickly as possible. Maybe then I'll be able to get home a few days earlier than planned.
I appreciate that, babe. Don't overdo it, though, okay? You won't be able to be there for me or the baby if you end up working yourself sick, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'll be careful. Thanks, honey.
Well, if it ain't my favorite sister-in-law in the whole wide world, how's it hanging? What's it been now, like 5 years since we last spoke? Okay, I'll cut to the chase. I heard you're always at home these days because you're currently on maternity leave and 2 weeks away from having a baby. Not only that, but my useless, good-for-nothing jerk of a big brother abandoned you to go on a business trip? I guess I shouldn't complain, though, because it's actually a huge stroke of luck for me that he's not around. Want to know why? I just left my 3 little brothers and my friend's 2 kids on your doorstep. Make sure you look after them properly, okay? Is that Perry? Oh, wait, are you back in town? Did you move back in with your parents or something? Bingo. I divorced my husband and came back home yesterday. Huh? All right, gotta go. I'm heading out for drinkies with the girls. Hang on a sec. What the hell? Perry, what the hell are all these kids doing at my house? How can you expect me to look after 5 kids when I am heavily pregnant and ready to give birth at any moment? This is ridiculous. You know I can't do this. Perry, I can't believe you left the kids outside my house again, and you didn't even warn me this time. This is unacceptable, and I can't keep looking after them. Oh, morning, Fiona. I left the kids outside your house again today. I am begging you, you have to stop this, please. I could barely keep up with them yesterday. Within 5 minutes of letting them into my house, my living room had turned into a frickin' track and field event. I don't have the energy to keep up with 5 small children. I can't catch them when they run around my house because of how pregnant I am. This isn't safe for any of us. The place looked like a garbage dump after you picked them up last night, but I was so exhausted I couldn't do anything about it. And I just fell asleep on the sofa, a stressed out mess. My head hurts and my belly is so swollen. Don't fake being ill just because you're giving birth in 2 weeks. Don't forget, I gave birth to 3 boys myself. To be honest, I barely ever felt tired at all, so I know you're bullshitting me. I can spot a faker from a mile away, so don't even try it, lady. I'm not faking anything. Everyone reacts to being pregnant differently. Just because it was easy for you doesn't mean it is for the rest of us. Oh, that reminds me. I did ask my mom to look after them, but she has a bad back and can't get out of bed. Huh? My dad's at the house looking after her, which means they both have their hands full, which means you better not bother them trying to get them to save you, because they won't. You need to take care of this one yourself. Oh my God. Okay, well, good luck with the kids. Perry, no.
Hey, Fiona, how are you feeling? Are you asleep? I'm sorry I haven't been messaging much. I've been super busy with these meetings. It turns out the boss didn't book me a hotel, so I had no choice but to sleep on the sofa at the Seattle company branch. He forgot, apparently. Who forgets to book their employee a hotel when he sends them away, especially on a 2-week business trip? Anyway, don't worry about me. I'm fine. A little grouchy at what a dick this guy's being, maybe, but fine. Let me know how you're doing when you get this, okay? All right, catch you later.
Fiona, sweetie, I'll be leaving the kids on your doorstep again today. Take good care of them, okay? Thanks, sweetie.
Hey, Fiona, good morning. How are things on your end? You haven't been replying to my messages at all, and to tell you the truth, I'm starting to get kind of worried. Are you still asleep or something?
Michael.
Whew, thank God for that. You replied.
Help me.
What's wrong?
Your sister Perry divorced her husband and came back to town to live with your parents.
She did what now?
I don't know how, but she found out you were away on business in Seattle, and she's using your absence to her advantage in the most wicked way. She keeps leaving her 3 kids and 2 of her friends' kids on my doorstep so she can go out drinking with her friends.
What the heck am I even reading?
I could hardly leave 5 small children out there freezing on my doorstep, so I've been bringing them inside the house, but I can't cope with this for much longer. My first thought was to reach out to your mom for help, but Perry told me she's suffering with some serious back pain and is currently bedbound. She says your dad's looking after her, so neither of them can help me.
How long has this been going on?
Today is the 3rd day in a row. The house is full of unruly little brats who don't listen to a word I say. It looks like we've been hit by a frickin' tornado. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I wanted to message you sooner, but I haven't even had a chance to step aside to use my phone. It's so chaotic. I'm worried one of them might get hurt. She's been coming to pick them up in the evenings, but by that point I am so exhausted I can barely move. I am at my physical and emotional limit. To tell you the truth, I have the weirdest feeling in my belly, and I don't feel too good. Even sending these messages now is tough.
Oh my God, no way! Are you going into labor?
What's this water?
Did your waters just break?
I think they might have.
I'm calling an ambulance.
Is that a good idea?
Of course it is. I'm calling one now.
Hello, Fiona. Your front door is locked and all the lights are off. Where the heck did you run off to? If you took the kids for a day out at the theme park or something, then that's great. I'm pleased you're finally easing into your new babysitter life, but I need to go home. Hello, Fiona, sweetie. Are you there? I mean, you can keep my 3 kids forever if that's what you really want, but I'm going to be needing my friends' brats back because their mom's going to be expecting them home real soon. If you don't give me those kids back in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be in such an awkward spot. Damn it, Stacy is going to be furious with me. Ugh.
If it's Fiona you want, she got carried away in an ambulance.
Huh? What?
Miraculously, she still somehow managed to deliver our baby safely, but she's asleep at the hospital ward now.
Michael? Is this my brother?
I've been keeping hold of her phone for the last few hours because I knew you'd probably message her with your crap again at some point.
What?
I can't believe you're back. How dare you treat my wife and baby so awfully? I'm with Fiona right now.
What the hell? Why? You were supposed to be away in Seattle for another 10 days.
I cut my business trip off early and came home as soon as I heard what you were doing to my wife, moron. I'd been super busy with my meetings, so I didn't have time to message her, but when I finally did this morning, she told me about how you divorced your husband and came back to live with Mom and Dad. I was also informed of the small matter of you continuously dumping 5 freaking small children on her doorstep every single day to go out drinking with your friends. Today's the 3rd day in a row.
God damn it, what the hell does she think she's doing? She'll pay for this. I'm her sister-in-law, for crying out loud. The least she could have done was tell a few little white lies to cover me on the whole kids thing so she could keep looking after them for me. Why did she have to go and tell you?
How is she supposed to look after 5 kids while going into labor?
Huh?
By the time she messaged me, she was already going into labor. I'm lucky I messaged her when I did because her waters broke straight afterwards.
What?
I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could while I was all the way out in Seattle. I called an ambulance, got on the first flight home, and made my way straight to the hospital.
Oh, crap. Are you serious?
I was at the hospital within 5 hours of calling off my business trip, and that's where I am right now. Unbelievably, I made it just in time for my baby to be born. If that ain't a miracle, then I don't know what is. But seriously, Perry, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you have mental problems? Who in their right mind would dump 5 kids who haven't even been properly disciplined on a heavily pregnant woman ready to go into labor at any second?
Hey, don't be so mean. I thought Fiona was the perfect babysitter candidate. It's not like she was doing anything other than lazing around the house all day. And besides, I thought it might be nice for her to have an opportunity to practice looking after children. You might not think so, but it was my way of being kind.
We didn't need your kindness, and my wife's childcare skills are none of your business.
Gah.
Thanks to your kindness, my wife went through a horrible ordeal and is so stressed out you wouldn't believe. We could have lost the baby because of you. I'll never forgive you for this. You better prepare yourself for what's coming. This time you crossed the line. Hey, Fiona, how are you feeling?
Hey, Michael. Me and the baby are both doing great, thanks. The midwife says we'll be able to leave right on schedule.
I'm so pleased to hear that. There's just one thing. Would you mind going back to your parents' house and not our place when you get discharged?
Huh? Why?
Don't worry, I already spoke to your mom and she says it's totally fine with her.
But why? Did something happen?
Yeah, you could say that. Thanks to my sister's shenanigans, a very unpleasant reality has come to light.
An unpleasant reality?
My head's all over the place right now, so I should probably dip out and take a breather. I'll explain once I've calmed down, okay? Your sister's gonna come home to look after you while you're at your mom's place. Perry is dangerous and unpredictable, and there's no telling what she might do. I want you to be somewhere safe until this whole thing is settled. I know this must be a lot to take in, but I'm asking you to trust me. Can you do that, Fiona?
Wow, Michael, whatever this is sure seems to have you shaken up. All right, got it. Don't worry, I'll be waiting at my mom's house.
I'm so sorry to trouble you with all this, babe. I know it's the last thing you need right now.
Michael! My boyfriend is your boss? Is this for real?
I'm the one whose mind is blown here, Perry. I had no idea your husband divorced you because you were cheating on him. Not only that, but you had another lover on the side who he didn't find out about during the divorce. My freaking boss. I nearly spat my coffee out all over the hospital ward when my coworker told me what he'd seen you guys doing in the office.
So what if I'm seeing your boss? I'm single now, so I can date whoever the hell I want to.
Sure, maybe that's true now, but it sure as hell wasn't when you were married to your husband and seeing 2 different guys behind his back. If you actually believe there's nothing wrong with that, then you're even more irredeemable than I first thought.
Huh?
Thanks to the grudge my asshole boss has against me, I got sent on a business trip to Seattle 2 weeks before my heavily pregnant wife was due to go into labor. As if that wasn't bad enough, you treated her like your personal daycare center by dumping 5 rampaging little brats on her every single day. And the reason? So you could go on dates with my boss while he went out to run errands outside the office. You disgust me.
What was I supposed to do? It wasn't just my kids. My friend said she couldn't meet her boyfriend if I didn't watch her 2 boys.
Basically, your friend's just as much of a scumbag as you.
Hey, don't insult my friend. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, you're right. Of course the real scumbag here is you.
Hey, you watch your damn mouth, you jerk.
If the despicable lowlife who put my wife and unborn baby's lives in danger with her reckless, irresponsible behavior isn't a scumbag, then what are you?
Being unfairly treated, that's what. Don't be so horrible.
You've got some nerve to do what you did and call me the horrible one. Whatever. In any case, you'll be paying another round of compensation real soon.
Wait, what? Compensation?
This should go without saying, but neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you. You're completely on your own now.
What the hell is this? Is it everyone gang up on Perry Day or something? Fine, whatever. You think I care? My boyfriend is a department manager at one of the biggest companies in the state, and he'll get me out of this in no time. Whatever poxy compensation payment you charge me for will be nothing but mere pocket change to him.
Yeah, about that. Apparently my boss is gonna get fired.
Fired? What?
You probably don't know this, but the reason he became my boss is because he got sent to my branch from HQ as a punishment for screwing up there. Basically, he was barely hanging on by the skin of his teeth. It really does take a moron of epic proportions to play truant to go on dates with your girlfriend when you should be out on company business. Even being related to the company president isn't gonna save him this time. Word got out when you guys were seen by one of my coworkers, and now everyone in our private group chat is talking about his impending dismissal. His days are numbered.
What?
I didn't know this, but apparently he has a reputation for being frivolous with money. He couldn't even afford to pay the compensation he was ordered to pay his wife, and now he's in mountains of debt to cover it.
Debt? Oh my God, this can't be happening. My boyfriend is gonna lose his job? Michael, no!
Let me make this abundantly clear, Perry. Neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you out whatsoever. You made this mess yourself, and now you need to get out of it yourself. You're completely on your own now.
Oh my God. Maybe I can cancel this out with the child support payments?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me about the kids you kept dumping on my wife. You know, your kids who you seem to have no interest in whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I was meaning to ask. No one told me anything. Where the hell are they?
As for your friends' two boys, their dad found out what their mom was doing behind his back, and he's currently in the process of divorcing her.
What?
As for your 3 kids, they're safely in the care of your ex-husband.
What the hell? Darren has the kids?
It's abundantly clear you're totally incapable of raising them, so he swore he'd take back full custody if it was the last thing he did.
Oh my God, you had no right to give my children to that asshole. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, no, this isn't how this works, Perry. You don't get to treat your children like objects and then act indignant when those of us who are decent human beings get sick of your shit and take action. Hopefully, you'll learn a lesson from all this.
But...
Nope, I don't want to hear it. There's nothing you could possibly say that would take back what you did. It's just like Jesus said, actions speak louder than words. You're not my problem anymore. I don't ever want to see or hear from you again.
What? No!
Goodbye forever. A few days after our last message, my little sister Perry was disowned by our parents and kicked out of the house for good. Apparently, she got a taxi straight to her ex-husband's place. It was probably a desperate effort to try and get her kids back, or patch things up with him, or both. Unfortunately for her, her ex-husband could read her like a book. He knew she'd probably try to launch an assault on his house, so he made sure that he and the kids weren't there when she did. He made a few phone calls, and with that, she was bundled into the back of a van and forced to work in my mom's friend's fish factory. As for the compensation and child support she owes her ex-husband, deductions will be taken from her salary from the factory every month until she pays everything off. Given that she owes a hefty amount of compensation, her monthly take-home after the deductions doesn't amount to much. And on top of that, our aunt is fully in charge of what little money she does have in her bank account now. For my sister, who believes life is about spending money on frivolous crap and getting drunk with her friends, her new situation must have come as quite the shock. I'm not holding my breath, but I hope she uses this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better human being. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Melania, you still didn't wash the frickin' dishes like I told you to, did ya? The sink's still full of filthy crap from this morning's breakfast. Please tell me you at least vacuumed the place. I'm pretty sure you didn't, 'cause there's dust all over the floorboards, but I want to believe my wife isn't a complete failure at being a woman. Please tell me you at least did something. Wait a sec. Holy crap, are you for real? You didn't cook my supper either?
Welcome home, Donald.
I don't want to hear that crap message. You should be coming to greet me at the doorstop with a hug and a smile, you pathetic excuse of a wife. Judging from the state of the house, you've been asleep all day like Lila.
Yep, I fell asleep after putting her to bed from her afternoon nap. I woke up a little while ago and I'm just about to head out to do a spot of grocery shopping. I'll cook your supper when I get back, so would you mind running me a bath? Feel free to go in before me while I cook your meal.
Excuse me? Holy crap, are you being serious right now? You'd tell your husband to run you a goddamn bath after he's been hard at work all day? Do you have any idea how much I slave away at that company to put your frickin' dinner on the table, woman? You know, it's bad enough that you stopped taking care of cooking my meals properly and doing the housework ever since Lila was born, but now you're gonna start barking orders at me too? I'm the goddamn breadwinner around here, Melania, and don't you forget that. Why is it so hard for you to do the housework when you're home all the time? You seriously need to stop slacking and start fulfilling your obligations to me. I am the man around here.
Please, would you just give it a rest already? I'll be home in about an hour, so can this wait until then?
What? Since when does grocery shopping take you an entire hour?
It's going to take longer than usual because I'm carrying Lila. Do you really want me to rush and risk falling over with her?
Anyway, why the heck are you even going out grocery shopping at this late hour? This should have been done this morning. Maybe if you didn't spend all day asleep on the sofa and actually lifted a finger around a house for once, you'd be able to get things done more efficiently and not have to go out on late-night shopping trips. You're not so cut out for being a housewife.
Whatever, Donald. I'm going shopping. I'll see you back at the house later. Hey, Melania. Long time no see. Huh? Is that Kelsey? No kidding, it really has been ages. It's gotta be, 3 years since we last saw each other? Right, the last time I saw you was at your wedding. Oh, yeah, about that. Me and him kinda got a divorce. What? Really? What happened? Oh, a bunch of things. It was just one thing on top of another, and eventually it all got to be too much, so I was like, nope, I'm out. First of all, we couldn't get pregnant despite trying for a baby for 3 years, so he started calling me infertile. And then there was the relentless bullying from his mother-in-law. You know, the typical stuff like throwing my cooking in the bin, forcing me to do all the housework all of the time. She basically had it in for me from the get-go. I finally reached my limit when I found out he'd been cheating on me. When I heard his lover was pregnant with his kid, I broke things off, filed for a divorce, and got a bunch of compensation from them both. Jesus. Oh, I remember now. I think you told me at the wedding you were planning on moving in with your husband's parents. But, wow, I never imagined things would go so badly. The thought alone of you going through all that crap is bad enough. I can only imagine what it must have been like to live it. It turns out his false accusation of me being infertile came from his mom. False accusations? So you mean he was wrong? Yep. Dead wrong. It was kind of playing on my mind, so I decided to go in for a test, and it turns out I'm not infertile at all. My ex-husband never did get tested, so I can only conclude it was him firing blanks all along. Huh, but didn't you just say his lover was pregnant with his kid? In that case, who's the real dad? Wait, does this mean what I think it means? I can't say for sure, but I also can't deny there is a strong possibility. Holy hell. While it would be hella entertaining to find out for sure, it'd also be a huge pain in the ass, and to be honest, it's really not any of my business, so I'm just gonna let that train wreck unfold naturally. The fact remains that he did cheat on me though, so I'm glad we divorced, which means I'm officially single and ready to mingle again. Wow, a lot has changed since we last spoke then. I'm so pleased you were able to get out of that. It sounds like you were in a really rough situation. Thanks, Melania. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go on about nothing but my personal life. Enough of me. How have you been? You got married last year and had a baby last month, right? Congrats, honey. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. I heard you at your wedding with just close friends and family? Yep, that's right. I saw you made a bunch of announcements in the group chat. I'm sorry for not replying to any of them. I was so wrapped up in the big, confusing, stressful mess with my in-laws that I could barely find time to speak to my friends. Oh, it's totally cool. I get it. Oh, sorry, Kelsey, I'm gonna have to go. Lila just started crying again. I'll message you again once she calms down, okay? Oh, sure thing, babe. No rush. I hope your little girl's okay.
Melania, I want a divorce.
Excuse me? Donald, aren't you at work right now?
I left early. You think our kid's more important than me, don't ya? Fine. Have it your way. We're getting a divorce.
Listen to me, Donald. Wasn't it obvious to you that our daughter was going to become my #1 priority after she was born? Me and you might be able to look after ourselves, but Lila can't. She's totally dependent on us, which means that if I'm not here for her, no one is. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling to come to terms with the idea that you struggle to comprehend that our infant daughter comes first.
This is why I didn't want any goddamn kids.
Wow, what?
Thankfully, I was blessed with a stroke of miraculous good fortune lately. I'm remarrying my ex-girlfriend.
Huh? Your ex-girlfriend? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend, dummy. Can't you read basic English? Apparently she divorced her husband because him and his mom were bullying her for being infertile.
What does that have to do with you?
Everything. If my ex is infertile, that means if I divorce you and marry her, we'll be forever childless, and I'll never have to put up with any more whining brats, and she'll stay loyal to me and nobody else for the rest of her life. Basically, what that means is there's absolutely zero risk of her ever becoming like you, a lazy good-for-nothing wife who totally neglects her duties to me in favor of a screaming poo machine.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading.
I want a divorce right now. I'm sick of our baby getting all the attention.
Have you no awareness of how disrespectful this is to your ex-girlfriend? How could you be so horrible?
The only horrible, disrespectful one here is you for ignoring your husband all this time.
So you're gonna make this my fault, huh?
I won't ask for any compensation. All I ask is that you agree to the divorce immediately.
Wait a sec, are you for real? You think you're the one who gets to file for compensation in this situation?
Of course I am. You're so obsessed with looking after the brat, you totally ignore the housework and your duties to me, your husband and the man of the house. No matter which way you look at it, the only one in the wrong here is you.
Wow, and you're gonna be big-hearted enough to not file for compensation from me? Ew, you're such a gentleman, Donald.
Anyway, I'm heading over to the county clerk's office on my way home from work to grab the divorce papers as we speak. Expect to see me soon and have your pen ready. I want to see your signature on these papers faster than you can say good for nothing wife.
I see. I guess I have no choice then. Don't come crawling back to me when you regret it.
Wow, you're despicable. I had no idea you'd sink this low. I can't believe you're trying to get my parents to take your side.
Well, they do only live 3 minutes away from us. They rushed over immediately the other day when I messaged them with the news.
Gah, whatever. Just tell me one thing. You will be handing in those divorce papers I left you with, right?
I'll hand them in the moment you pay me my compensation and child support.
What the heck? Why should I pay you compensation? This ain't fair. And child support? Why should I have anything to do with the brat once we're divorced? I don't understand why you're doing any of this crap.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to wait for the day that you finally understand. So in the meantime, I'll be discussing things with your parents and contacting you through my lawyer. All you need to do is accept the result and reflect on what a huge jerk you've been. Who knows, maybe you could see this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better person. I'm not holding my breath, though. Melania, you have to help me. Kelsey, what's going on? My ex-boyfriend from high school is demanding I marry him. He's sitting outside the doorstep of my mom and dad's house. Wait, what the... Well, I don't know if it's really appropriate to call the guy I broke up with 2 hours after our first date my ex-boyfriend, but yeah. Anyway, it would appear this ex-boyfriend turned stalker of mine is your husband. Excuse me? I'm not sure I follow. Your husband's name is Donald, right? Yeah, sure it is. Wait, you and Donald know each other? Yeah, I guess you could say that. We hung out with the same group back in high school, and after chatting at a few house parties, he told me he had feelings for me. I was single at the time, and he seemed okay at first, so I thought, why not? But I went off him immediately when he started bragging about how awesome he was on our first date. He literally wouldn't shut up about himself. I told him I didn't think we'd be a good fit for each other, and things have been left that way ever since. Until recently, that is. I mean, I knew your husband's name was Donald, but I had no idea it was that Donald. Right, I see. I guess I did only invite close friends and family to the wedding, so you had no way of knowing, huh? I never included any pictures in the group chat announcements either, so I guess you wouldn't have known what he looks like. Apparently Donald knows me, and you were friends in high school. He found out through some of the other people in our old group. After announcing his arrival to my mom through the intercom, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "I broke up with Melania, baby," on the doorstep. Thankfully, my mom managed to convince him I wasn't home, so he seems to have disappeared and gone home, at least for now. Wow, what the hell does he think he's playing at? Is it true you guys got a divorce? I still haven't handed in the papers, so we're not technically divorced yet. But why would you be divorcing in the first place? Didn't you just have your little girl? Yes. He wouldn't help with looking after Lila. He wouldn't lift a finger around the house, and he constantly treated me like crap for failing to live up to my duties as his wife because I didn't have time to cater to his every woman desire because I was too busy with our daughter. He spoke about Lila like he wished she hadn't been born. Oh my God, that's horrible. But still, why me? I hope you'll believe me when I say this, but I swear me and Donald haven't had any contact whatsoever ever since I broke things off with him back in high school. That's why I'm so blown away by what's happening. I see. Well, Donald did say he was getting back with his ex-girlfriend, but he didn't say anything about who his ex-girlfriend actually was, so to be honest, I was a little confused about the whole thing. I also have no idea how he managed to convince himself he was in with another shot with you after you were the one who dumped him and you don't speak for a decade. There are still a bunch of things that make no sense about his behavior, but I think I at least have a rough picture of what's going on now. I just don't understand why he thinks me and him are going to get married. Yeah, right. Hey, Kelsey, there are a few messages I'd like you to take a look at. Would you mind if I send them to you? What kind of messages? The messages from when he told me he was marrying his ex-girlfriend. Wow, he did it over message? I know, right? He's such a charmer. I want you to know that I had no idea you were the ex-girlfriend he was talking about at the time he sent these messages. Got it. All right, send away. I just saw the messages. Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading. I'm guessing he found out about my divorce through our old friends. I'd say that's the most likely explanation. Still, mistaking me for infertile because I don't want kids and bragging about how he had a miraculous stroke of good fortune and hearing about my divorce is just... I have no words. In my case, it's just a misunderstanding, but can you imagine if he was saying those things about someone who genuinely couldn't have kids? He only has to upset the wrong person once for his life to be in danger. Right? It should have been obvious to me all along, but looking back on our relationship now, it's obvious he never had the capacity to empathize with how people feel and consider that his actions might have consequences. We initially met through an introduction from both of our parents. But to be honest, I'm kind of pissed off with myself for not realizing what an enormous jerk he is. Don't blame yourself, Melania. Sometimes it takes a long time for people to show you their true colors. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyway, I'd really like him to stop stalking me, but I'm not sure exactly how to go about that. I think the quickest way to shake him off would be to tell him you're not actually infertile. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him, so I think maybe I should ask his parents to deliver the news. Would that be okay with you? I know this is a delicate matter. Sure, it's fine. I don't see what other options I have in this situation. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? Got it. Give me a little time, Kelsey. We'll have this dealt with before you know it.
Melania! I've changed my mind. Don't hand in the divorce papers.
Huh?
However, there is one condition. You need to stop putting the baby first and start tending to my needs as your husband again. You're lucky I'm so generous and big-hearted. Can you believe you almost became a divorcee? I bet you're counting your lucky stars right about now.
It's too late, Donald. I've already handed in the divorce papers.
What?
Does your arrogance know no bounds? You really think you get to undo everything you said to me just because you found out Kelsey isn't actually infertile?
No, but fine. I guess I can get a little carried away sometimes.
A little? You don't say.
Listen, Melania, my mom and dad are pissed at me, and it looks like they're gonna force me to work at a real bad company.
Oh, you mean the construction company? What was their name again? Backbreakers Ltd?
Wait, what? You know about them?
Yep, your mom passed word on to my lawyer. Apparently they're a company that specializes in rehabilitating ex-cons, social misfits, and delinquents like yourself through intense manual labor. The plan is to send you there for as long as it takes to reform your antisocial tendencies and make you safe to be let loose in society among the rest of us. They have a reputation for being able to reform even the biggest scoundrels and lowlifes.
That sounds scary. I don't want to go there.
Oh, by the way, apparently your mom and dad are considering letting you leave once you've paid me back in full for the compensation and child support you owe me and Lila. Between the despicable, shameful act of you leaving me for your ex-girlfriend because I was looking after our daughter while we were still married, no less, plus the sheer absurdity of the fact that she was never actually even your ex-girlfriend in the first place. Not to mention the fact you acted like a goddamn stalker by showing up outside her parents' house uninvited and caused a huge scene while terrifying the life out of them. Your case was deemed to be too extraordinary and your behavior too unpredictable to allow you to roam free in society for a moment longer. Which means you'll be heading out to Backbreakers HQ to start your period of servitude either today or tomorrow. That's what I heard, at least.
Oh my God, no! I can't do this! You have to convince them to change their minds, please!
Huh?
Think about it, Melania! This is your chance to win me back! All it's gonna take is for you to convince my parents not to send me to this hell camp! Surely you can do that? I'm the breadwinner and the backbone of this family. You're not gonna be able to get by without me around to pay the rent!
Just because I'm on maternity leave right now doesn't mean I don't make any money, Donald. You seem to be forgetting that my salary is higher than yours to begin with.
Huh?
Anyway, this is such a pointless waste of time. I'm dead set on the divorce, and nothing you can say will change my mind. Plus it's already a done deal. I just got done handing in the papers.
You did what? Oh my God, are you serious?
There's no going back now. You made your bed, now lie in it.
God damn it!
Oh, look, a message from my lawyer. Looks like Backbreakers are sending their van to pick you up and take you to your new life out in the quarry today. I hope you know how to use a pickaxe.
Wait, what? Today?
I'm looking forward to seeing whether you have the capacity for self-reflection or not. Who knows, maybe you'll come out the other side of all this a better human being.
Melania, don't do this, baby, please. I'm begging ya.
We're strangers now, and I want nothing else to do with you for as long as I live. Goodbye forever.
Melania!
Discussions were being held over whether my ex-husband would be paying me my compensation and child support in one lump sum or monthly payments. When I received word, he showed up outside his ex-girlfriend Kelsey's house in a desperate panic. Backbreakers got word of it, and within 10 minutes had arrived at the house and were bundling him into the back of their van. Apparently this all went down straight after our last messages. According to Kelsey, he was dragged away from her doorstep by a group of big, ripped, tattooed dudes while yelling, "No! Why me?" With that, the van rode off into the sunset, and we never heard from him again. As for my money, Donald's parents were kind enough to pay me everything back in one lump sum up front on behalf of their son, after which he was ordered to make monthly repayments with his wages from his manual labor at the rehabilitation company. To add insult to injury for my wayward ex-husband, Kelsey decided to file for compensation too. It wasn't a huge amount, but given the dire situation he was already in, let's just say he wasn't exactly happy about it. According to his mom and dad, he currently spends his days working 14-hour shifts out in the quarry beneath the blistering heat while being relentlessly bullied by his coworkers. I can't say I feel sorry for him. Do you? Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Graham, as of today, you're fired. Huh? Ken? As in Ken Jenkins, company president? Good morning. I hope you don't mind me asking, sir, but what's this all about? Why would you tell me I'm fired all of a sudden? Because you're fired all of a sudden, dimwit. I'm sure you've heard about my dad's recent passing and my ascension to his post of CEO. Well, I'm getting rid of all the dead weight at the company as part of my new policy. As of now on, we'll only be hiring people like myself with elite educational backgrounds. If you're not from a top 5 college, we ain't interested. Accordingly, I'm currently in the process of firing all employees found not to have an elite educational background. I'm sure you understand. How are we ever supposed to make it far in the industry with a bunch of uneducated dimwits weighing us down? We don't need morons like you around anymore, so you're fired. Jesus Christ, Ken, you're firing everyone who didn't graduate a top 5 college? Isn't this a little extreme? This is going to cause all sorts of problems for the clients I'm responsible for managing. You do know I have contracts with a lot of companies, right? Don't worry about that. I'll be taking over all of your roles as of today. Huh? But how? If these client relationships are so simple a pea-brained dimwit like you could handle them, I'm sure we'll be fine. So you're not even gonna find me a replacement? Like we need a replacement for you! You have the IQ of a potato and a workload lower than my dead grandma! I could do your job in my sleep! Are you being serious? This company's going places now that I'm in charge of it, which means we can't afford to have a bunch of deadweight potato brains holding us back. To be honest, if these clients were low-grade enough to be involved with you, we're probably better off without them. There's no point in replacing you. It'd be a waste of a salary. I see. All right, we're done here. I don't want to see your face around our company again, do you hear me? As of today, you're officially without a job. Thanks for your service. Olivia, I'm coming home now.
Huh? Graham, what's going on? Did something happen? You left for work this morning just like always, right? Are you clocking off early? Are you sick?
I got fired.
You got fired? What the heck? Why? Why would they fire the sales manager at a company with 10 employees? What happened, Graham? Aren't you the only one there with the skills required to negotiate client contracts? I remember you telling me most of the other guys there were fresh out of college and a little wet behind the ears. I can't believe they'd fire you.
Apparently, the new CEO's only hiring people who graduated a top 5 college from now on. Obviously, that means they'll be rejecting 99% of new applications because very few people actually graduate a top 5 college, and even fewer of those would be interested in working for our company. Naturally, a high school dropout like me never had a shot.
What? Are you for real?
He didn't even replace me. Apparently, he'll be taking on all of my responsibilities himself.
Graham, wait a sec. Maybe this is actually for the best.
What? It was for the best that I got fired?
No. I don't mean it in a bad way. Listen, his dad, the old CEO, was the one who hired you after you dropped out of high school due to what was going on with your family at the time, right? I was so shocked to find out he died in a car crash recently, and obviously it's really tragic. But with an idiot like that in charge, do you really think the company has a future? At least this way you can get out early, instead of having to endure a slow descent to the bottom.
Olivia, that's actually a good point.
Besides, he might have said the reason he fired you was because of your educational background, but isn't it more likely that he just has a grudge against you?
A grudge? But why?
I told you before we got married, right? About how that arrogant dimwit was constantly hitting on me back in college, always trying to get my attention in the most obnoxious ways. It was like he couldn't take a hint and kept showing up everywhere I went, thinking he was irresistible.
Yeah, I remember that. After you guys all graduated, he joined the company as a regular employee, right? But when he found out me and you had been dating ever since middle school, he started treating me like crap at work and making the most ridiculous demands of me and only me. He did calm down when word of him throwing his weight around at the office got out to his dad, and he gave him a stern telling off, and he's been quiet ever since. But now that I think about it, I doubt his resentment ever went away. If anything, he probably hated me more after thinking I'd ratted on him to his dad.
Right? The fact that he started behaving like his old self again the moment he became CEO tells me it's exactly like you say. His hatred didn't go away. It was just bubbling away under the surface, kept in check by his dad. But now he's gone. He's totally out of control. He appears to have absolutely no idea how valuable you are to that company. I don't think it has long left. Oh, would you look at that? The moron himself just messaged me as I was writing all this up.
Wow, no kidding?
I did try blocking him ages back, but he got even more persistent and irritating in real life when he couldn't get through to me anymore, so I unblocked him again. I hadn't heard from him for months until just now. Damn it, what does he want this time? It looks like this whole situation is about to become an even bigger pain in the ass.
I just got to the station. I'm gonna rush home as fast as I can, so I won't reply till I'm back. See you soon, babe.
Okay, sweetie, be careful.
Hello there, Olivia, my sweet aromatic sugar dumpling. It looks like you're gonna have no choice but to marry me real soon. Listen, babe, that low IQ fiancé of yours made a huge blunder at work that led to the whole company's IT systems going offline for the day. I had no choice but to fire him. It wasn't an easy decision, but I knew this is what I was getting myself into when I stepped up to the role of CEO. It's just like Batman says, with great power comes great responsibility. Naturally, being a hopelessly stupid high school dropout, his prospects of finding a new job after this are less than zero, so I'm guessing he probably didn't tell you yet. Am I right? My hunch is that he'd rather marry you as a jobless NEET than admit to being unemployed and risk you leaving him. If you're not careful, he could end up leeching off your salary for the rest of your life. It's a sad reality, but everyone knows high school dropouts are 96% more likely to be scumbag leeches than normal human beings like you and I. I think it's about time you tossed that good-for-nothing parasite by the wayside. I, on the other hand, I've decided to make you the CEO's wife. Of course, that means you can quit your current job to ascend to your new post of blessed fortune, riches, and social status. But by post, I don't mean within the company. Oh no, you, my sweet darling angel, are gonna be a stay-at-home housewife living entirely off my vast riches in comfort, luxury, and style.
Shut the hell up, you pea-brained moron.
What?
Graham doesn't work for you anymore, so I can drop the act now, right? It feels super relieving to be able to let you know exactly how much I hate you, asshole.
Olivia?
Graham already told me about how you fired him.
What? He told you of his own volition?
He told me straight after you did it as he was on his way home. He just got back and now he sat right next to me.
You mean he actually admitted he got fired? What the hell's gotten into him?
Me and Graham love and respect each other, which means he'd never lie to me about anything. Also, he and I are not engaged.
Huh? You mean you broke up? Ah, fantastic, magnificent, excelento. This is like music to my ears, baby. This means me and you can finally tie the knot and be whisked away in our very own love roller coaster.
No, doofus, we got married 6 months ago, which means I'm his wife now.
You're his wife?
Not only that, but I'm pregnant with his child.
Pregnant?
Yes, so unless you enjoy wasting your time, I think it's about time you gave up on me for good, Ken. I'd never betray Graham, no matter what, so just leave us alone.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. My honey princess, my treacle bear, the apple of my eye, my precious Olivia, got married to a high school dropout? You let a high school dropout get you pregnant? I think I'm gonna throw up. I was sure that once I finally became CEO and fired that no-good loser, I was finally gonna get you all to myself. I can't believe this. No!
Graham, your old coworkers Magnus and Hafthor are here.
Huh? Like Hafthor and Magnus are at the house?
Yeah, apparently they made their excuses and left early so they could come and see you. I told them you're at the local municipal office to do the procedures for changing your health insurance card right now. Do you think you'll be there much longer? What should I tell them?
Well, if they went out of their way to see me, I imagine they must have something pretty important to talk about. Could you ask them to hang on a little longer? I'm almost finished here. As long as they don't mind, of course. I should be back in like 15 minutes.
Got it. I'll pass on the message.
Hey, asshole! How dare you steal all of my clients? 90% of our regulars just terminated their contracts with us. We're gonna go frickin' bankrupt at this rate. You get your ass down here and bring these clients back right now, you worthless high school dropout prick. You should have thought about that before firing me, you despicable, low-life shit-weasel. What did you just call me? Did you just call me a despicable low-life shit-weasel? What the hell does that even mean? Anyway, that is no way to speak to your superior. I am the CEO. Of what? A failing company that I don't even work for anymore? On what planet do I have any obligation to treat you with respect? I'm not held back by my position anymore, which means I can call you whatever the hell I like, and that's what I intend to do. I'm still the CEO. Not only that, but unlike you, I have a college degree. Do you have any idea how important I am? You important? In spite of that amazing degree of yours, you're clearly too stupid to understand that the moment you fired me, you stopped being my boss and became nothing more than the irritating asshole who was trying to steal my wife behind my back. You should be grateful I'm even taking the time out of my day to reply to you, you verminous plague rat. What? My wife could take you to court for stalking if she wanted to. Do you even realize that? Stalking? What the? We have mountains of evidence, so go ahead and keep trying to provoke us if you think your financial situation isn't already bad enough. Because I promise you, we could easily make it 10 times worse. Oh, whatever. This crap about your wife isn't why I messaged you. Give me back my clients! Ah, of course. The trouble is I couldn't give you those clients back even if I wanted to. Why not? You probably think I conspired to bring them with me and carry on our business in secret when I got a new job or something, right? Well, you didn't you? Nope, I'm still unemployed. Huh? One of my buddies offered me a managerial post at the new company he's starting next month, so it's not like I don't have anything lined up. But it's an entirely different industry to your company, so my relationships with those clients were essentially terminated the moment you fired me. We're no longer involved with each other, and probably never will be again. Wait, what? But if that's true, why would they terminate their contracts with my company? Their termination notices started showing up in my inbox practically from the moment I fired you. I lost 90% of the company's clients in 2 weeks. Does that even happen? I can't frickin' believe it. This ain't normal, and I know you're involved somehow, so just come clean with me already, damn it! You appear to be completely unaware of how your company actually works, despite being its CEO. But I had meetings scheduled with every single one of the 90% who just abandoned you to negotiate contract renewal for next year. It's not that they terminated the contracts, they're just not going to renew them. But if you understood the basics of corporate management, you'd know that, wouldn't you? Anyway, as of the moment you fired me, there was no longer anyone at the company with the knowledge or experience required to negotiate and finalize contract renewal procedures. I was the one in charge of ensuring the continuation of those contracts, and with me gone, they couldn't carry on working with you even if they wanted to. What the hell? No way. Surely that can't be. There must be at least one more person here with a college degree who knows how to do the contract stuff. Sure, but he went on extended leave last month. What? With that, I was the only employee left on the sales team. I did try to explain to you that it would be a good idea to employ someone else to help keep things running smoothly, even if only on a short-term basis until he came back, but you barely even listened to what I had to say before rejecting my proposal outright. I had no choice but to keep running sales entirely on my own. Then, to make an already ridiculous situation even more absurd, you fired me! Then to make an already absurd situation so outrageously farcical that it became positively hilarious, you didn't even find me a replacement! What the heck? I have no idea who took over the client discussions over next year's contract renewal after I left, or whether anyone even did, but there's no way anyone at that company was capable, knowledgeable, or experienced enough to pull something like that off. The clients had no choice but to call off the negotiations because there was nobody they could talk to. So that's what happened. I see. Graham, get your ass back down to the office immediately. You need to re-establish those meetings for next year's contract renewal right now. Impossible. What kind of attitude is that? Don't give up before you even try, damn it. You seem to be forgetting one minor detail. You fired me. Whatever, that's all water under the bridge now. I take it back, you're unfired. Don't worry, there's no need to unfire me. What? Why? You said it yourself, you're still not working, right? Sure, I know you said you're waiting to work at your buddy's company, but you know as well as I do starting from scratch in a new industry is going to be a huge amount of work. Come back to us and get me back these client relationships, Graham, and I'll see to it that you have a comfortable, well-paying job for the rest of your life. Won't you understand unless I repeat myself? Understand what? That you're nothing but a despicable, low-life shit weasel who kept hitting on my wife behind my back. Why would I want to work at your company? Grr! I'm gonna need you to stop wasting my time with these asinine messages too, Ken. Fine. Point taken. I'll leave Olivia alone, okay? I promise. Now come and get your job back. You seem to be missing a key point here. Tell me, Ken, is your company even functional right now? I heard from some of my old coworkers earlier today that the entire company handed in their resignations in one fell swoop. I really would have to be the low IQ, pea-brained moron you think I am to come back to a company that's not even operational. Good luck, Ken. I'm sure there's no problem you can't fix, what with having an elite education and all. Oh my God! My company! I don't know how much longer it has left! That's not my problem. Graham! I genuinely hope you can turn things around. I know how hard your dad worked to build that company. And as unfortunate as it is that he ended up with a son like you, it'd still kinda suck to see it go under. That said, I won't have any part in it. You're on your own now. As for you, I couldn't care less what happens to you from here on out. Gah! Later! The next day, Ken launched a sudden assault on our house. By sudden assault, I mean he showed up on our doorstep with a megaphone screaming, "Ken, please come back," to the supreme annoyance of our neighbors, resulting in the police being called and him being carted away in the back of a patrol car. But actually, I heard all of this from an old neighbor because me and Olivia were no longer there. That's right, we'd already moved into a bigger house in the next town in preparation to accommodate our growing family. That said, we took great pleasure in seeing the videos of him being handcuffed and bundled into the back of the cop car that went viral on local social media pages. Unfortunately for Ken, it didn't stop there. Before the day was up, footage of his arrest was being circulated on the social media pages of every rival company in his industry. At this point, the destruction of his reputation was just insult on top of injury. Realistically, between the near-total lack of clients and mountains of debt he was in, the company was already screwed, but his arrest proved to be the final nail in the coffin. And before the week was up, he was filing for bankruptcy. I wondered where he went next. Until one day, a buddy messaged me saying he saw him working on a construction site. Apparently, he saw him crying his eyes out with a look of abject despair on his face while being shouted at by someone who appeared to be his boss.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.